Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Yellow Hoodie, aka Danny. I'm tired. It's Wednesday morning. We only got two pickups today for New Comic Book Day. I was gonna get more, but I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to cut back on my weekly pickups, and I do want to read new comics, but I feel like I should save getting comics physically for ones that I really want to read, and then the others I just read digitally. Like today, I was gonna get the new Amazing X-Men because I've been getting into them a lot lately, but I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna have so many X-Men titles, and I don't want to have to be grabbing each and every one, which I feel like has always been the thing. There's always been like a shit ton of X-Men titles, but yeah. So I think we're only gonna pick up two things, which I'll show y'all later when I go grab them. Uh, Maybe a back issue or two. I'm also trying to cut back on getting back issues, but since it's gonna be a light week, I might as well grab a back issue that I want. So, yeah, I guess I'll get started on everything that I read last week. Some of these are the ones you saw in the last video, so let's see here. Batman #2. This one I thought was okay. I like the dynamic between Batman and Tim. It was good. I don't think I liked it as much as the first issue, but you I'll still keep picking up. Jorge Jimenez's art is amazing. I remember in last video I forgot other huge Batman artists, and I wanted to redeem myself because I know a lot. All right, there's Kelly Jones, Bruce Timm, Tim Sale, obviously. Yeah, Craig Capullo. Yeah, I felt like such a fake fan for forgetting that, but Jorge Jimenez. I'm gonna try to read his Justice League run at some point. Him, Scott Snyder, James Tynion. Since I've been getting really into all of them. Also, I'm a big fan of the way the Batmobile looks in this run. I think that's one of my favorite parts of Batman is seeing the Batmobile. Not that I'm a huge car guy or anything. I just think it's one of the coolest aspects. Abba. Oh, look, they even have the old Batmobile there. Well, it's a flashback, so. Alright. Next up, more Batman is Batman Detective Comics 1101. I know people have their gripes with Tom Taylor, but I'm enjoying this run. The first arc, I enjoyed, but there was some parts I didn't care for too much, like the fact that they brought Joe Chill's daughter and like making that like a whole thing. Yeah, I just didn't care for that. I just want to leave the Joe Chill stuff. No Joe Chill, no. I'm tired of Joker arcs. I'm tired of Joker stories. Just leave it alone. But yeah, this issue was really good. I really enjoyed it. Batman basically discovers a crime scene at a ship where there's a bunch of dead people and he's trying to figure it out. It's super cool. It's also the first time in Detective Comics that Batman has his new suit. I didn't even realize it until like I was halfway reading it. I was like, oh, he's not in the old suit in here. But I really enjoyed it. Mikael Henning's art is amazing. I think it's the colorist that's also like, doing a lot of heavy lifting. Not that Mikael Henning is a bad artist or anything, because I love his art. But when I think back about like the Tom King run, like it's nowhere near as good as this. And I liked his art in the Tom King run, but this is just like levels above. All right, next up, I picked up this for Batman Day. Well, it was like a week or two after Batman Day, but I was lucky that they still had it and it's free. It was Batman and Robin Year 1, Issue 1. Usually, I usually just like just Batman stories. And I don't really care too much for Batman and Robin. And I know I said I like the dynamic between him and Tim, but it's like I prefer just Batman stories. so I didn't pick this up when it first came out. And then also the art, like only seeing previews and stuff, I thought it was just gonna be like kind of a Darwin Cook wannabe. Lee, I'm so like this is just I gotta stop being like opinionated or whatever and just enjoy it because this was so good. Like this was really good. And like I said before, I didn't care about World's Finest by Wade, so I was like, I'm probably not gonna like Batman and Robin, but this one was like for some reason I really liked it. I can't figure out story-wise why, but the art is so good. Chris Samney, I believe. Yeah, Chris Samney. Oh, Batmobiles. Yeah, this is probably something I'll go back and pick up the singles like in the back issues because I really want to keep up with this. You know, I love the art, I love the vibes. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna try to find these in back issues. So hopefully they're still out there. Maybe I'll find issue 2 and 3. Alright, next up is X-Men Age of Revelation Overture. As y'all know, I only really got this for the Ryan Stegman art. I feel like I mention him every video. Him and like something about Red Hood. And the art was really good in this. I really like the story. I think, this is by Jen McKay, by the way. I think I'm just gonna keep up with Age of Revelation on digital. Just because like I said before, there's just too many X-Men titles. There's just too many. Like maybe, I don't know, cause I'm still like trying to read the Krakoa arc or the Krakoa era or whatever it's called, and that's already difficult as is because there's so many titles. There's so many, I don't want to say tie-ins, but big events for that, and so going back is kind of difficult. Like I'm on like 2 or 3 separate Reddit lists telling me how to do it, but this looks like it's gonna be a fun like era or for X-Men, the Age of Revelation. I only really care about Wolverine stuff, and he looks crazy there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I was surprised about Glob being like a badass in this because in the regular X-Men run, he's kind of a simp. But I enjoyed that also. Next is Absolute Evil, Absolute Justice. For those of you that have read it already, I don't even want to spoil too much, just because the internet's already spoiled it so much. But I thought this was just okay. Like the shock value in it was great with Green Arrow. I don't think I care that much for the reveal at the end for. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah, I don't think I really care that much for the reveal. I think this was just more informative than anything, just showing like, you know, all the villains gathering together and becoming their own league. Sucks about Green Arrow. You know, Green Arrow fans are having a tough time with Chris Condon's run getting canceled. But I think the most exciting part for me is the introduction of the Omega particle, or what was it called? If any of y'all remember, let me know. But yeah, Absolute Evil. And then I have 2 trades I read from the library, and then I have a couple of digital stuff I borrowed from Hoopla as well. First up, Justice League Dark. This was really good. I don't get why people aren't talking about this. Like, I really enjoyed it. I don't understand like how this wasn't like a big deal, because I know that Zatanna's a really popular character. I kind of thought I was gonna get annoyed about Wonder Woman being a part of it. You know, just some of the art. Like this is their main villain. Like that's insane. I thought I was gonna get annoyed by Wonder Woman being in it just because she's not typically Justice League Dark, but you know they always do have a rotating cast. Um, and then what was his name? Man Bat, wasn't it? Like Man Bat was as a part of Justice League Dark. Yeah, I don't know, but it was really good. I love the story a lot. What sucked about this is that halfway through, you needed to read The Witching Hour, which was a Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark crossover, uh, which I did, and it was really good too. But it just sucked that having to go back and forth. Yeah, no, literally no complaints. I'm definitely, if I find issue or volume 2 at the library, I'll pick it up. Tinian, I have now read something by Tinian and been disappointed. So, yep. Sorry, my energy's not up. Like I said, I just woke up and I need to be going to the comic book store soon before they open so I can get the covers I want. And then Hoopla, I read Batman by Ed Brubaker, Volume 2, him and Scott McDaniels. This is kind of hard to rate just because I didn't realize this was during the Batman Murderer Fugitive arc stuff with him, Greg Rucka, and a bunch of other writers and artists that did the tie-ins as well. So when I first got it, I started reading it and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. And then I realized that it was a part of that whole arc of Bruce Wayne Murderer, Bruce Wayne Fugitive. So so yeah, I had to go back and read some of that, and then I was going and reading like Detective Comics or Gotham Knights, and then going back and reading this. So it was just a lot of back and forth. But overall, the story was really great. I really recommend people reading it, but I think y'all should get the trade for Batman or Bruce Wayne Murderer, and then after that it's Bruce Wayne Fugitive, because I really enjoyed it. I like the dynamic with him and Sasha, who, if you don't know, was Bruce Wayne's bodyguard turned vigilante psychic. And then some stuff happens with them. Bruce Wayne's accused of murder, and she's the only person that was there to see him, was the first person to see him with the body before the cops came in. Yeah, it was really good. You kind of see why I feel like they did a good job of explaining why Bruce is manipulative to those closest around him. And I really enjoy that because the whole time I'm reading him, like, Bruce Wayne is such a fucking dick. Like, he's an asshole to everybody. And then you start to realize, like, oh, he's just doing that because he's so protective of the people that he loves that he needs to control them to keep them safe. Well, in his head, obviously he's wrong. Terribly wrong. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, but I wouldn't recommend just reading the Batman by Ed Brubaker Volume 2. Volume 1's amazing. You can read that by itself, but that one you need to read all the tie-ins, or not all the tie-ins. I would recommend reading all the tie-ins and stuff, but I would recommend just reading that arc altogether. But yeah, I already talked about The Witching Hour, which I read online, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I guess all that's left is go to the comic book store. Alrighty, I just got back from the comic store. I only got 2 things. I went digging in the back issues, but I couldn't find anything. I couldn't even find any Batman and Robin Year 1, which sucked, but maybe I'll go to a different store another time. I'll go ahead and show y'all what I got. Obviously, Absolute Batman, Catwoman. Y'all already know how great this series is, so I don't really need to talk about that. I'm very excited. I am gonna hope to read this today so I can avoid spoilers, because spoilers always go crazy on Wednesday for Absolute Batman. So I'll try to read that, and then I'm just gonna assume that spoilers are gonna go crazy for this next issue. We got DCKO. Hopefully I'll be able to read that as well. I got the Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I'm not a big wrestling guy, but it's sick. Or a wrestling guy at all, to be honest. But I'm excited to read it. I think I read the preview. I'm a weak man. Y'all know this. I read the preview, sadly, before I actually read this. What I saw was that Bruce and Diana and Clark were at a game night when they saw Darkseid wrecking shit outside. So I don't know how I feel about that. That they were just casually playing Uno or some shit, and Darkseid's just throwing cars around. So I don't know. Hopefully, reading it will be a lot better than just the preview. Yeah, I don't think I'll have anything else for this week. Maybe I'll do some more reviews if I finish more comics. I might go to the store, to another comic book store, to see if I can get that Batman and Robin in year 1. So if I do that, I will for sure show you all again. So, but yeah, that's it for today. Alrighty, how's it going, guys? It is Thursday morning. I'm gonna be heading over to the library. I finished all my books. Yeah, I ended up reading the rest of that Batman Urban Legends. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the video before. If I was even reading that, but it had the Chip Zdarsky story and Matthew Rosenberg. The Chip Zdarsky story was about Red Hood and a new drug on the scene. Oh, I did mention that. Yeah, I didn't really care for it too much. Like, it was okay, but I don't know, maybe it's just because they kind of used Mr. Freeze in like a bit of a support role, and they had him like doped up and stuff. Yeah, I just didn't care for it. And then the next one was by Matthew Rosenberg and Ryan Benjamin, I want to say. Yeah, Ryan Benjamin. And that one I just didn't care for too much. Maybe it's just because I don't know enough about Wildcats, but I feel like they didn't really explain anything in the story, because it's about how Grifter is... it's about how Grifter becomes Lucius Fox's bodyguard. But he basically did it to steal information. But he's double-crossing some agency that hired him to kill Lucius Fox. But they don't say, like, what the whole reasoning was. Maybe it's just because I don't know enough about the Wildcats to say, but yeah. I don't know. I might... No, I don't think I'm going to pick up the next volume right now. I'll probably hold off on it, because I still do have a lot of books in my to-read pile. So I'd rather get through those. I might pick up volume 2 of Justice League Dark by James Tynion. Hopefully they have it. And then I'm returning City Boy also. Yeah, so I hope I come out with at least one book. I think I mentioned in the last video that I really wanted the War World Saga for Superman by PKJ. But I don't know, that's such a thick book. It's such a thick with 3 C's. Like, I don't think I can, read that in the 21 days I have to return it. Well, I can renew it, but yeah, that's a commitment. And I'm a man, so commitment scares me. If my girlfriend's watching, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. You know what? I hope they have some Wolverine stuff because I feel like I'm either in one of three moods, and that's Batman, Ninja Turtles, and Wolverine. And lately, I've been on a big Batman mood. I don't know if I said that right. I've been in a big Batman mood lately, so I'm trying to break away from that a bit. I'm gonna let you know something. I read comics at work. I mean, it's not like it impedes my work and my ability to do my work, but I do it. And I've been reading Wolverine at work, and I've been enjoying that. Well, actually, X-Men technically, but I'm reading Age of Apocalypse online, just so I could read Weapon X by Larry Hama and Hama, Bad Hama Jamma, and Adam Kubert, because I really love Adam Kubert's work on Wolverine with him and Benjamin Percy. So I'm hoping that it's great. But yeah, I'm also hoping that, you know, the library will have some Wolverine stuff for me to read. If they don't, I don't know. And also, I haven't been on a big Ninja Turtles kick because I read like the entirety of the original Mirage run, and then I read the second volume like right after that. So that was a lot. So I needed a break. I'm also waiting on, well, I guess I'm not waiting on it, because I'm caught up on the current run from IDW, the Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira run. I'm very excited about the Freddie Williams and Jean Luen Yang run. Freddie Williams is probably like my favorite Ninja Turtles artist. Like, his work on Batman TMNT was so like, I don't know, it was just so incredible to me. After I read that, this was like when I first started getting back into comics when I was younger, because I read it when I was like a kid, like 13, 14, and then I think I want to say 17, 18, I got back into it, and I could not figure out why no other Batman, no other Ninja Turtles looked the way that Freddie Williams drew them. And I was like desperately trying to look for that, and there wasn't anything. I did get to meet him at a con earlier this year, in the summer, and he was super cool. I was talking his ear off, and he was trying to do work for, like, he was doing like a He-Man page or something, and that was super sick. And then I had him sign like one book after another. I basically got him to sign almost the entirety of Batman Team and T3, because that's all I had, because I wasn't there to get the original run of Batman TMNT 1 and 2, but then he also does some TMNT Universe covers, so I got him to sign those. I got him to do the Donnie one that everyone knows about. I'm gonna try to put a picture of if y'all don't. But yeah, anyways, I'm here, so let's go see what they got. my place, yeah, I didn't pick up anything. I just didn't see anything that I really wanted. Hold on, I'm gonna put the stand up. Yeah, I didn't see anything I really wanted, and I didn't want to just get something to get something. There was a few things I saw, like the Matt Wagner Batman, which I had in the montage, and because I found out that Mad Monk issue that I got from the con, like it comes after his Monster Man run, which also is a sequel to Year One by Frank Miller, which I didn't know about. I have the trade for that somewhere. It might be at my mom's place, but it might be at my mom's place, which I'll look for later. My bad. Yeah. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay. It might be at my mom's place, so I'll Nah, I'm not gonna reread it. I'll just watch the movie. I don't feel like rereading it. But yeah, I almost got that, but I told myself I was gonna get Batman stuff, and I stayed true to that. But everything else there kind of sucked. I almost got the Justice League by this Justice League run by Scott Snyder, but I don't know. I'm not a huge team book guy, even though I went there to go find Justice League Dark and they didn't have the volume 2, so I might just have to download that on Hoopla. But yeah, I don't know. While I was there, I was wandering around looking for stuff. I almost picked up Darth Vader by Greg Pak because it's been so long since I read Star Wars stuff. I have the first volume in trade, but I feel like all the Star Wars comics that I've read hasn't been up to par with Darth Vader by Charles Soule, which is one of my favorite comics of all time. So yeah, because of that, I didn't grab it. Maybe next time, but I have a lot of books I still haven't read. So I think once I get through those books, then I'll just start getting stuff. I'm like, maybe I want it, But I think that might be it for this video. I don't think I have anything else coming up this week. I might go to the comic book store tomorrow. If I don't, then please like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.